Hey everyone, welcome back to the COLOURLOCK UK and North America YouTube channel. And in this video, we'll be showing you how to restore this lovely and comfy leather armchair. So let's dive straight into it. So in the main, this armchair is in very, very good condition, apart from some obvious signs of damage. As you can see on this armrest here, there's a lot of wear marks, right? There's some deep cracking that's going to need to be filled and then recolored, right? Further down as we go here, there's obviously more deeper cracks, but then we come to this big one here where there's this really long tear. Now this area here, we're going to have to put some foam underneath and glue a repair patch and do a lot of filling and gluing work. Moving along across here, this just looks like a lot of dirt here, but there's some ink stains across here too. Another tear around here, which again is going to need to be glued and filled with a repair patch underneath. The same across here, and a lot more filling work on all of these deeper cracks that you see around here. Then moving on to the other armrest, another tear that's going to need to be filled and glued. A lot of other damage on the armrest that's also going to need to be filled. And apart from that, when we come on to the main back section here, there's not a lot wrong, but it just needs a real good clean. This area here is going to need some filling. The crack is not as bad, so it hasn't gone all the way through, but it'll certainly require a little bit of filling work that we're going to address. And then onto the rest of the seat, it just really needs a good clean and follow the process that we're going to show you in a lot more depth. So let's get right into it. Right, so just to give you all a very quick overview, the repair process involves 3 steps, and the step 1 involves doing all the prep work, which is cleaning and degreasing, making sure that we have a nice clean area to work with. Step 2 is to mix the paint and do all the filling work and fix all the tears and cracks that we've got. And step 3 finally is to spray the primer, the paint and the clear coat. Okay, so step 1 is to give this chair a real good clean. It is also worthwhile using a hoover to get rid of loose dust particles, plus if you're lucky, you'll likely find a few pennies lying around as well. In this case, we used a strong leather cleaner and a brush to give this whole chair a proper good clean, get rid of all dirt that was stuck in between the grains, and then we'll move on to degreasing as well. Right, so with the cleaning done, let's move on to the degreasing, and in this case we used a product called the COLOURLOCK Solvent Cleaner, which is a very, very good product to degrease and a very good prep product prior to doing any repairs. Make sure you thoroughly degrease the armrest as well. Now there was a lot of rough areas on the surface, so we made sure that we sanded them all down. High spots on the cracks and certain rough areas can leave the repair feeling imperfect, and the finish usually isn't quite nice, so we made sure that we sanded it all down. And of course, to remove all the dust that is left over by the sanding, just use the solvent cleaner and rub the surface down. For repairing all the tears, we're going to start by gluing a backing cloth under the tear to reinforce the area and also to create a surface that will hold the filler. We were running low on the backing cloths, and was the only reason we used 2 different types of cloths. One that comes ready with glue on it and is activated by heat, and the other one needs the glue to be applied separately. First, we tackle the bigger tear by cutting a large enough piece of the backing cloth and sufficient glue to stick them together. We then put the tears back in place and gently push with our hand to hold it in place until the glue dried. It usually takes about 5 minutes. For the rest of the tears, we used our Glue-Tex cloth, which already comes with heat-activated glue. Simply place the patch under the tear, heat the cloth using a heat gun, and push down to glue everything together. Now the leather on the armrest was scaly and appeared weak, so to reinforce this area we used a product called the COLOURLOCK Neutral Binder. We applied multiple layers of the binder using a sponge and allowed it to dry. Once dry, we sanded it and wiped it down with degreaser to remove all the dust. This required considerable amount of filling, but to make our lives easier, we tinted the filler with the colour match paint and started applying and filling all the cracks. So we're halfway through this repair, and as you can see, we've got a lot of filler in a lot of different places, right? But this particular damage in this area here, we class this as something that's beyond repair, and in most cases we'd say that this is something that needs to be retrimmed. But given this belongs to a local customer of ours and someone who really needed this fixed, and he knows that whatever we do here may not be very durable, but he just wanted it fixed and didn't really have the budget to have it retrimmed. So we are working on it, but as you can see, it's not going to look perfect even once it's finished. Obviously it's going to look a lot better than what it looks now. This is just halfway through, but this is just to give you an idea that this is not going to be perfect. Halfway through, let's carry on with the repair. In order to remove and sand excess filler, we applied GLD solvent. The solvent softens the filler, making it easier to sand and achieve the smooth surface we need to paint and finish off this repair. On to the final step, the colouring and the finishing stage. In order to make sure our paint bonds to the surface very well, we sprayed a very thin layer of primer, which is an adhesion promoter. We then sprayed multiple thin layers of paint to cover all the areas that were filled, and as you can see, the whole repair is now starting to come together, and I have to say I'm really pleased with the way this looks already. As we applied the paint, we noticed certain areas that still needed some more filler, so we repeated the filling process here. There was also one area where the ink stain had migrated through the paint, so we applied a special product called the COLOURLOCK blocker, which forms a barrier, and resprayed some paint. Finally, we lightly sanded the surface using a 4000 grit sandpaper to remove roughness from spraying. With all the little defects fixed, all that was left to do was to spray 2 good layers of the clear coat. We mixed our matte and gloss top coat to achieve the right degree of shine on the surface, sprayed it and dried using a heat gun, and that was it. So we finished with the repair on this particular armchair here. As you can see, it looks a whole lot better now, but I have to point out certain areas. This particular area here, it was quite badly damaged, severely damaged, and something like this we'd normally request the person to have it retrimmed, but in this case he didn't have the budget for it, so we've done our best. We've reinforced the area, we've glued it all down, and we've filled it quite extensively. In fact, this has been around for just over a week now, and we've worked on and off for it pretty much every day, applying more filler, allowing it to set, and then reapplying and topping up filler as we go. The same on this side here as well, on the armrest as well. The rest of the areas will look really good. I'm pretty sure this will be durable enough and will stand the test of time, you know. So yeah, we've managed to complete a really good job on this, and I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'd love if you share this video as well and help us spread the message. Thank you very much. Catch you soon. Bye bye. Welcome back to the COLOURLOCK UK and North America. What was I saying?